Hi, I'm Lori Grover, President of the Rhode Island Divorce Mediation Center. Welcome to the Divorce Vlog. For those of you who follow our vlog, you know that I have been away for a while, and that is because I have been working on a very big project, putting together an online training program for high conflict divorce and personality disordered spouses. So my time has been taken up, and very excited that this program will be available in the future. Today I'm coming to you from my home office, and I wanted to touch on something that I think is very important. Actually, two topics today. One of them is if you're contemplating hiring a mediator for your divorce, how do you know that the mediator that you're thinking of hiring is qualified and is capable of handling your case? Well, one of those ways is the training. Mediators who are professionally trained and work exclusively as mediators have extensive training, and they have a very deep knowledge of conflict and their psychology involved, and their focus is on helping to resolve conflict and create settlements with couples based on needs and best interests, where attorneys tend to focus on advocacy, right and wrong, and it's a very fault-based process. If you are considering a mediator, don't be afraid to ask for their qualifications and the type of training that they've had. If the response is that they have received training from a clinic of some kind of an adjunct from a law school, or they have not had well over 40 hours worth of training, it is fairly safe to assume that they are not really qualified for mediation. But that is especially true that they would not be qualified for divorce mediation, because divorce mediation is incredibly complex, and it is not about the law. It is more about helping the couple come to their decisions playing within the law. The other misconception that a lot of people have is that it is somehow better, to their advantage, to have a mediator who is also an attorney. This is not true. Mediators cannot provide legal advice to their parties to a mediation. Doesn't matter whether they're attorneys or they're not. So there is absolutely no advantage to having an attorney or mediator who is also an attorney, because the acting mediator attorney is only going to be able to provide the same legal information that an actual mediator, a professionally trained mediator, could. So there is no advantage to having a mediator who is also an attorney. And what you want to look for more than anything else is going to be the amount of time that the mediator has been in practice and their qualifications. And also, are they a good fit? Unfortunately, I hear a lot of stories from clients that come and work with us where they have, interviewed various mediators, and they're hearing things like, well, I can only represent one of you. The other would have to get a lawyer, or, I won't mediate with you, but I'd be happy to represent one of you. As a consumer, you need to understand that these are ethics violations of what mediation is, and it is not legal to do that. So, if you understand that the mediator's role is to be a neutral facilitator to help the couple separate within the boundaries of the law, and you ask for those credentials and you have someone who has had extensive training, more than likely you're going to be in really good shape. The other issue that I wanted to address today is the information that's available out there on the internet. The internet is a wonderful resource. We can find just about anything out there. And that's right, we can find just about anything out there. You have to be careful when you're assimilating or dissecting the kind of information that's out there on the internet, especially when it comes to mediation services. Most recently, I have become aware of a number of websites that are holding themselves out as mediation facilities, and unfortunately, they are not mediation facilities. They are what's called pass-throughs. And essentially what happens is you would make a phone call, they would connect you through to another department, And essentially, it's just kind of like a referral type situation. You're not being connected with actual mediators. Most of the time, the people you're being connected with are attorneys. And particularly on some of these sites, they're promoting themselves as being able to settle your divorce without court. If you live in the Rhode Island, Connecticut, or Massachusetts area, it's important that you understand that you cannot get divorced without a court process. So if you see that in any of your advertising that you're looking at, please be, exercise caution, because that is not accurate information and it could wind up being costly for you. The other piece of that is an experience with a couple that I just started working with, who unfortunately spent some money on a do-it-yourself divorce site that didn't exactly measure up to the promises that were made on the website. And the forms, they basically paid several hundreds of dollars for forms that were not state specific. They did not have, they were not in compliance with what Rhode Island requires, Rhode Island Family Court requires. And when the client called to question, hey, what else am I getting for the money that I spent? They were basically told that their service is essentially what they got. They provided the forms. Why is that important for you to know? Because the forms that you would need to file a case in Rhode Island Family Court are available online at no cost. So if you are brought to a site or drawn to a site that is promising, this do-it-yourself divorce for a fee of, I think they're ranging from like $175 up to about $350 or $400, you have to understand that they cannot provide you with any legal advice. They cannot fill out anything but basic forms for you, because everything has to be state specific, and any attorney that would file forms, any attorney that would fill out forms that would be filed in the state that you live in the court system, the attorney has to be licensed in that state. So this is kind of a caveat emptor to consumers with regard to the information that you're seeing on the internet. Your best option is thorough research. One of the things that I encourage all the time is interview the people that you are looking to work with. If you can't meet face-to-face with them, if they're not calling you back or returning phone calls, there's your signal. We have been providing proudly divorce mediation services to Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts couples for over a decade. One of the things that is most important to me is the credibility and the ability of the mediators that practice to provide quality services to the couples that are seeking us out for their help. The last thing that anyone needs at the time of their divorce is to be taken by something that just isn't true, or to find themselves in the middle of working for someone or with someone that doesn't have the qualifications that are required. So the bottom line is you're going to want to do some research and do your homework, thoroughly vet the people that you're working with, make sure they have their qualifications in place, and certainly ask for referrals, or at least look for testimonials that are verified or verifiable, and go with your gut instinct. We tend to not want to listen to our instincts sometimes, because we filter information differently, and we think that because someone told us this, or someone had that experience, that is automatically going to be ours. Not true. This is a time where with so much information being available on the internet, we just have to do a little bit of homework, and you can be successful, and you can connect with some incredibly qualified and capable people, but it just takes a little bit of homework. So certainly, if you have any questions, we're here to answer them for you. We also encourage you to visit our website, divorcemediationcenter.com. Spend some time on our Facebook page. Of course, we have our video vlogs also for you. But if you do have a question, we would be more than happy to answer it for you. Or if you need a specific referral in another state, if you're looking for someone, feel free to give us a call. If we can help you, we would love to. Thank you very much. I guess the bottom line is just be diligent about your search, qualify your information, and go with your gut instinct, because it's usually right more than not. I will see you next time with another divorce vlog. Until then, take care.